Hello friend, and welcome to the Slow Sim Driving channel on YouTube. We return to road car versus race car, where today the Mitsubishi GTO twin turbo from 1991 will be taking on a field of modern day Group 4 race cars at Le Mans. It's going to be quite a challenge, and I'm looking forward to it. If you're new around here, maybe like, maybe subscribe, maybe even check out our sponsor button bashers down below in the comments, but without any further ado, let's get racing. Okay, first thing to do, get into engine mode 6 because this car is very, very thirsty. Not got as much acceleration as the previous cars we've used in this series. If you haven't watched the other races, then I urge you to do so because we've been doing this with a Clio last time out, and before that a Ford Focus, so this is very different what we've used previously. As you can see already, sorry, just take that pass. The fuel gauge is already saying we're a bit tight for a 3-lap stint, and we're on hard tyres as well, because when I tested this I found that the GTO absolutely chewed up its tyres. So here we go, we're 19th, 15 seconds behind the leader. Let's see how far we can get. Is this Audi going to get in my way? Just a little more revs than I wanted to there, just to ensure we can get past. We're going to come off the throttle really early for this corner. Yes, this is a 5-speed car, and the 5th gear is very, very long. So when you're using that's all wrong. When you're using an engine mode that's quite lean, you really do struggle to get into the higher revs, that top gear. And that's really one of the big downfalls for this car. We are making inroads to the leaders already, as we need to, because I've discovered if it gets wet, well, you know, this car doesn't handle that well. To make sure this was a fair challenge, I've only tested this on controller, in automatic. Oh no! Oh no, I've put it in the sand. That's not ideal. So we had a little bit too much speed there from the slipstream. That's going to set us back. So yeah, I've only tested this with controller and in automatic, so that way I don't get any kind of heads up. And I tested it in easy. We're not on easy anymore, we've gone back up to normal. We'll try to do as well as we can. We didn't lose too much time there to the leaders, it wasn't a complete disaster. But we need to try to do that again if we possibly can. Saving lots of fuel here as the AI is quite slow through that corner. I'm guessing there's a cork at the front of this bottle. Can't figure out who it is though. Haywood there in the Lamborghini going very defensive. Sell him a dummy. Not much you can do about that. There is a lot of horses in the GTO. It likes to go fast. It doesn't like to stop though. Haywood there coming back at us. We're just going to cover him off a little bit. Don't really want to overdo the car too much. Want to save as much fuel as we can, but while we're stuck in this big gaggle of cars here, we are losing out to the leaders, and that's something we can't really afford to do. So let's see if we can make a pass or two through here. I'm staying second here because I don't want to spin the wheels up. I'm doing this without traction control because the GTO is a road car, so traction control does cause it to wash out quite a bit. Not an issue that you really get so much with the race cars. Okay, we're making decent progress now, but we're still losing time to the leaders, so it's unfortunate. Whoa! I'm getting a little bit squirrely there. How's our brake balance? It's where I want it. It's just we're quite fat with fuel right now, and of course the hard tyres not providing all the grip that perhaps I would want. Go, just follow Hazel's Subaru. Can we get him? I don't think we can get him here. We'll try and get him into the chicane. Just coming up here. We'll do the BMW as well. Oh no, no, he's going to try and force his way through. We know the cars are very slow through this part of the chicane, so we didn't want to be stuck behind anybody just there. buckled, didn't want a penalty either. So I think that went okay. Lost about 3 seconds to lead on that lap, so we need to be really pushing. The fuel looks okay. We managed to save a lot of fuel while we were stuck down at slow traffic, so that's all good. These two battling, slowing each other down. So that could help us just here, because we saw Gallo pushed off line there. But unfortunately the Aston Martin was in the way somewhat. How dare it. How very dare it. That's a bit sketchy. Can we get the momentum around here to try and make a pass before we go onto the straight? Excuse me. Yeah, there we go. Now we'll see if we can get Gallo's slipstream. He can do some of the work for us. Okay, at this point we're about 2/3 fuel, so we're definitely ahead of my fuel calculations for this race, which is absolutely great. That's what we need to be. Sky's still blue. I'm not going to worry too much about rain at this stage. Go come off the throttle nice and early. To have no accidents and no wasted fuel. Thank you very much. And we're back onto the second part of the Mulsanne. Here we go. This is where I fluffed it last time while I had to slipstream. I'm so happy with the fuel. I'm going to use a little bit more revs, I think. I'm not going to turn the map up just yet. Maybe go to 4 for lap 3 of this stint, just to try and pull us back in. We are making up a little bit of time now that we've got some clear air. Not a lot, not enough to really be challenging the leaders at the end of the race. We need to be more clever than that. This is going to be a two-stopper for us. If it stays dry, it'll be a two-stopper. If it's going to get wet, then, well, it's anybody's guess. One of those moments where your plan does not survive contact with the enemy. Never mind. So using these extra revs, we are making up a little bit of ground. Let's do that. Let's not redline it, but not, you know, be too silly with the throttle. Sorry, concentrating a little bit here. So again, we've got two cars slowing each other down. We can take advantage of that and just try and grab a toe off these guys if I could. I think we're doing all right. It's a long race. I haven't got to panic too much. Oh, excuse me. Thank you very much. And you let me through as well, Mr. Lexus. Thank you very much. Okay, up to 5th. I mean, that's okay, I suppose. You know, we're still looking for our first win in this series. See what the raciest road car is. Could it be it? Could it be the 91 Mitsubishi? That'd be great. We've got the Genesis now. The Genesis doing really well in this race. And that is half our fuel tank. We've also got a pretty dark sky. But I don't think we need to worry too much about fuel at this stage. What we are going to do is just check the radar. Whoa! A bit of a bump there as I went past. As you can see, we've got some rain on the radar. Where is it moving is the question. It looks like the rain is moving south. But that particular weather cell there isn't going to hit us. It's absolutely fine. There we go. 10 seconds now to the leaders. Can we catch up before we need to pit on this final lap of the stint? We've got lots of fuel left. You know, when I drive this car in automatic, it uses 33% of fuel per lap, even lifting and coasting. Driving it in manuals, it's so different. I even have to do a series about this, or a video, to see if the wheel has an unfair advantage over controllers when endurance racing. So we're going up to engine mode 4. We're going to try to reel in McEwen if we can. This Portilla, we know normally wins this race. He's quite a long way back though. McEwen must have had his Weetabix this morning. And no, I'm not trying to get sponsored by Weetabix. Now, unless they reach out and want to sponsor me, but I'm certainly not going to go chasing them. don't know why I'm talking about Weetabix. Obviously we're purple because we've got the engine turned up now. Or not turned down as much, whichever way you want to look at it. How's the radar looking? So we've definitely missed that band of rain. That's all good. I think then if we're going to have any more rain, it's going to come from the north. This is going to be interesting because I think that with the radar being the way it is, the track's still going to be dry when we have our scheduled stop. But we know from the colour of the sky and from what we can see on the radar, there is a chance that the track is going to get wet. So, you know, we could need to make a sudden emergency pit stop. It could catch out a few drivers. It could catch out me. We'll have to wait and see. We'll come back to that later in the lap. I want to keep an eye on the fuel for now. So obviously we don't want to run out before we get to our scheduled stop. That would be silly. But also we don't want to burn too little. Whoa, look it sideways into there. The track looks greasy. It's not. It just looks it. I don't know why. It must be the grayness of the lighting. So far, we're doing all right with this car. So far. So I'm sure something's going to come along to spoil it, but we're not going to worry too much about that at the moment. Okay, get slowed down. There we go. Almost see McEwen's helmet up ahead. This is going really well. This car's certainly doing better than the previous cars we've run in the early stages. Oh, there we go. We've got some rain coming in from the north. And north by northwest on the radar. Wind speed 4.3 meters per second, so it's going to move in quite quickly. There's nothing particularly scary looking. But that doesn't mean that something scary isn't going to develop. Exciting times. Go. Almost close enough to that Corvette to clean its windows. Well, look at that. To the lead. So that surprised the heck out of me. Doing so well. A little bit of fuel to spare as well. That's great news. Okay, so here's the plan. I'm going to tank right up. We're going to go on to slicks. Oh! Wow, bit of a snap there. Okay. That wasn't part of the plan. Yeah, the plan was to tank up and go on to slicks. And then we can gauge, you know, how heavy that weather's going to get. I think the lead cars may be at disadvantage here. Okay, here we go. Here's our pit stop. So we're changing on to dry tyres. There's no rain in the pit lane at the moment. Well then, fuel it right up. All the way. And maybe we can, you know, wait out the storm as it were. So I'm really happy with how the fuel went. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to not 3, we're going to go to 5. Should probably have dealt with Portillo before I dealt with the fuel, but it's okay. So that's a lot of rain coming in. But is it enough to warrant wet tyres is the question. I mean, it's broken, isn't it? But it's coming. Ah! It's got much better brakes in that thing than I've got in this one. So we've got McEwen up ahead. I don't think Hayward's actually pitted yet. Hayward must have been really aggressively saving. Thanks for that little nudge. It's just what I needed. Approaching the halfway stage now, which is going to be 15 minutes. Save some fuel. I just saw a flash of McEwen up ahead. Exiting this, so he's done quite well actually. He's managed to get quite far ahead after our little trip through the gravel. You see, it's quite a slim band of rain that. Even if the track gets quite wet, I think it's going to dry out quickly. So I'm tempted to just stay on the slicks. And I should watch where I'm driving rather than watching where the radar is going. We're catching Haywood. I don't know if we're catching McEwen. I've not really been paying attention. Oh, McEwen's fast in this stint. And there you go. We can hear the rain. It's here. It's arrived. But the surface moisture isn't particularly rising that fast. The rain is very light. You can tell that by the colour of the cloud on the radar. That's the lightest it gets. I don't think it's going to trouble us. This could be a straight fight to the end of the race. Is that good or is that bad for us? I don't really know. I mean, we're catching McEwen, so I think it could be good for us. And that's it, the rain has passed. So that was barely even worth paying attention to. It's not hit the middle band, so we're not even in intermediate territory. That's fine, we can just work with this, we can just keep going. I'd say keep pushing, but we're going to, you know, keep going. What we're going to be doing. That gap coming down, there he is in front of us. Can we catch him? I'm sure we can. But it's going to involve not binning it again. And that was a very silly mistake. Doing brake hard to disperse in there. This all looks good. So I'm going to jump back to the fuel map. We'll keep an eye on what we're using at fuel mode 5. See if this is going to get us to our second scheduled stop, which is going to be a splash and sprint. I know the term is splash and dash, but you know, I'll be sprinting, I won't be dashing. Nothing dashing about me. We haven't got a rail in McEwen too quickly because he's going to be slow through the chicane. And Haywood finally makes a stop, so Haywood actually one-stopping. That's a big concern for later because we've got to stop as well. Oh, I wanted to before that chicane. Let's drop a gear. Sky's going blue. There is still some rain in the north, but it's northeast. It's not going to affect us at this time. Oh, mean. It looked great on the radar, but believe me, it was a scary moment. Okay, can we come underneath them? Much better line through there than the eye takes. It sets you up nicely for the overtake. That does involve sacrificing a little bit of speed to get in tight on that first apex, so that you can really open up the second apex. There we go. Can we pull away? I think we are pulling away. So this is just amazing. I'm surprised how well this has gone. Alright then, while it may seem like I'm miles ahead, approaching our second stop, and I don't think McEwen has to stop. So I think we may be consigned to second place again. This has no chance of rain. Okay, so I wasn't expecting it, but McEwen actually stopped. I'm not quite sure what this means for us. I think that could secure our win. Oh, Haywood there. Scampering off in the Lambo? No. He's about a minute behind us. I think that's it. We've done it. If I don't mess this lap up, I think we have our first winner. Oh, I tell a lie. Haywood was very close to us and closing. That's fine. We're going to use all this fuel. Let's burn it all. There we go. Haywood, they're not able to match us now. So in theory, we can actually make use of fifth gear for a change. Lots of clear air behind us. All I've got to do is get the car home and not bin it. Here we have it. This is the run to the line. We've made good use of that fuel. Oh, I've got a penalty along the way. Darn it. That'll be alright. I'm sure that'll be okay. We have our first winner by a long shot. The Mitsubishi GTO doing an absolutely outstanding job. Wow. So there it is. The Mitsubishi GTO race car versus road car is our first winner. What a car it is. It just goes to show that if you want to get a job done, you need a classic. And that car is most definitely a classic. I'm hoping you'll join me next time when we'll throw a completely different car at a challenge. Yep, the challenge depends on what the car is. Thank you for watching the video, and thank you to my Discord for always being there to listen to my ramblings. Until next time, be good to yourself, be good to those around you. Bye bye for now.